South Korea has Samsung, Hyundai, LG, SK, Lotte. These family-run empires are known as Chaebols, and they basically built South Korea's economy from the ground up. But what if I told you Sarawak has its own version too? We don't call them Chaebols, we call them the Big Six. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Playbook Diary. Hannah here, your storytelling bestie. Today, we're diving into Sarawak's secret economy, how it's rising as Southeast Asia's next big hub. In this episode, you'll find out who might actually be the richest family in Sarawak, how the government is making bold power moves, and why Sarawak is building an empire of its own. Trust me, this episode is juicy, dramatic, and inspiring, so don't swipe away. Let's start with numbers. Sarawak is Malaysia's largest state, yet home to just 2.8 million people. That's about the size of Chicago and smaller than Singapore. But here's the twist, it's Malaysia's fourth largest economy, contributing 9.1% of the national GDP. So where's the money coming from? Oil and gas still lead the charge, bringing in almost 100 billion ringgit. Even agricultural is evolving. We're talking AI farming, carbon trading, and high-tech timber now. The big picture? It's called PCDS 2030, a plan to transform Sarawak into a high-income economy within the next 5 years. This isn't just about economic growth, it's about financial independence. While most states rely on the federal government, Sarawak is building its own future. Now, before we talk billions, let's talk people. Starting in 2026, Sarawak will offer free tertiary education for native-born Sarawakians. But here's the catch. It only applies to 64 selected programs in fields like engineering, tech, and green energy, offered by state-owned universities like Swinburne, Curtin, and UTS. This saves families 20,000 to 60,000 ringgit per child, while building a homegrown workforce for Sarawak's future economy. It's not just about avoiding brain drain, it's about training talent to build the state's next generation. And what exactly is that future? Green hydrogen, carbon capture, and clean energy exports. Japan is already on board, and the world is starting to take notice. Thanks to hydropower from massive dams like Bakun, Sarawak is producing clean fuel for export, fueling both economic growth and its mission to cut carbon dioxide emissions. This isn't just good for the planet. It's creating high-paying tech jobs and positioning Sarawak as a rising global leader in green energy. Well, Sarawak's not just talking big, it's building big. Introducing Air Borneo, the state's very own airline, born from the takeover of Maswings. This isn't a rebrand, it's a power move. Air Borneo gives Sarawak control over its own air routes, setting destinations, stabilizing prices, and prioritizing underserved communities. I still remember during festive season, a one-way ticket from Kuala Lumpur to Sibu could cost up to 1,000 ringgit.
Oh my god!
Rural flights that used to depend on federal decisions, now decided at home. Critics say airlines are risky, but for Sarawak, it's about jobs, tourism, and connection. And it doesn't stop there. A brand new world-class international airport, modeled after Doha's Hamad International Airport, is in the works, with plans to be completed by 2030 and ambition to become a major regional hub. By land, Sarawak is spending nearly 5 billion ringgit to build 16 bridges. Villagers who used to rely on ferries or drive hours to reach the nearest town can now sell their fish and produce faster, safer, and at a better price. This isn't just infrastructure, it's rural empowerment. Wow, I'm glad that boring part is over. Okay, now for the tea. Malaysia's oil scene, total drama.
Wow.
Ooh, flashback to 1974. Sarawak, under then Chief Minister Abdul Rahman Yaakob, handed over control of its petroleum resources to the federal government in exchange for a 5% royalty. The remaining 95% straight to Putrajaya. For decades, Petronas called the shots, while many rural areas in Sarawak didn't even have access to electricity or clean water. But in 2019, Sarawak said, enough, invoking its own oil mining ordinance to take back control. They even sued Petronas. Yep, a full-on courtroom showdown. Then came the game changer, a 5% sales tax on oil. And this time, the money stays in Sarawak. That means more funds for roads, schools, and hospitals, all built by Sarawakians for Sarawakians.
Yes!
Drum roll! Enter Petros, Sarawak's very own oil company. This isn't just about oil anymore. It's about power, pride, and finally calling the shots at home. Now here's another wild one. Sarawak doesn't just want oil money, it wants the bank too. Yep, as of now, Sarawak is the single largest shareholder in a local bank, owning 31.25% of Affinbank.
Wow.
That's not a small change. It gives the state real financial power, the ability to shape loan policies for small businesses, native land rights, and rural communities that most banks just ignore. It's financial independence in action. Starting a business, securing ancestral land, Sarawakians no longer have to depend on KL-based banks. Now, the capital is coming home.
Yes!
But wait, it doesn't stop there. In 2024, Sarawak launched its very own Sovereign Wealth Fund, officially called the Sarawak Sovereign Wealth Future Fund. It's the first state in Malaysia to do this.
Wow.
This isn't just a savings account. It's a long-term war chest designed to protect Sarawak's wealth after oil runs dry. The fund is modeled after Norway's and Singapore. It's professionally managed, globally diversified, and legally locked, so politicians can't mess with it. Think of it as Sarawak's emergency vault, investment engine, and legacy plan all rolled into one.
Yes!
This isn't just tea, it's transformation. Sarawak is no longer that East Malaysian state. It's positioning itself as an economic tiger. With its own oil, its own airline, its own bank, and now its own sovereign wealth fund. Now for the moment that you've all been waiting for. At least that's what I've been waiting for. Ready? Let's spill the dynasty tea. Meet the Big Six. Family-run conglomerates dominating Sarawak's economy. RHWTK Samlim, Taan Shinyang, and KTS. And here's where it gets spicy. Think lawsuits, scandals, and full-blown power struggles.
Let's play a game. Can you guess the hidden ties? Drop your guesses in the comments below.
Despite their dominance, most of the Big Six haven't diversified beyond timber and agriculture. The exception, Samlim Group, which ventured into carbon credits and built the wildly successful Desa Park City in Kuala Lumpur. But truth be told, many lack the technical expertise to keep up with Sarawak's green and modern ambitions. So the government had to bring in Japanese and Korean firms instead. Behind the scenes, insider whisper about family foods, a toxic empire culture, and family members who are obsessed with internal drama and politicking than actually running the business, especially the family. Murder, embezzlement, cover-ups, adultery, lawsuits, bankruptcy, suicides, betrayals, inheritance wars. Yep, seen it all. And now, the old curse of Fubugo Santai, wealth never lasts 3 generations, might finally be catching up. Only a select few, perhaps a brother-sister duo, seem truly capable. The rest? Well, let's just say being born rich doesn't equal being capable. Plot twist, while at least one family is making moves. RH Group just announced a 100 million ringgit land purchase in Sibu. Not KL, not Kuching. Sibu, a town many still call small. 25 acres, high-end condos, a private hospital. That kind of investment could have gone to Bukit Bintang or Mount Kiara. But they chose Sibu because when you're playing the long game, you're not just building property, you're building influence.
Nice.
Now for the juiciest part. Finally, we're here. Who's really the richest billionaire family in Sarawak? You might assume it's Samling, but what if the real wealth is hidden? Forbes only track public money, but in Sarawak, the real billionaires fly under the radar.
Wow.
And if you ever see white hair, ooh, I think I saw white hair, you might just be looking at the one behind the real throne. I met him once, 10 years ago, at a private gathering. He arrived in a Rolls Royce, flanked by a full entourage. Rumor has it that his wife, even more powerful, she plays the game better than anyone. So here's the big picture. Sarawak isn't just quietly sitting on the sidelines anymore. In fact, Sarawak's no longer just chilling in the background. It's got ambitious policies, invisible empires, and a government that's actually taking action. So, could Sarawak go independent? Technically, yes, it's wealthy enough. But it would need its own military, full control over education, and strong global alliances. That's exactly why you see Abang Johari pushing hard for tech, hydrogen energy, and digital transformation. He's not just thinking short term, he's trying to future-proof Sarawak so that we don't just survive, we lead. For now, the game plan is clear. Build up tech, control its resources, grow on its own terms. But here's the real question. Will the people hold this growing power accountable? So what do you think? Is Sarawak on its way to becoming Southeast Asia's next big hub? Could we really be Malaysia's richest state, or maybe even build our own empire? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring stories and power plays on the Playbook Diary. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep dreaming big. Bye, besties! Finally, I'm done. Wow, this is a rough one. It's dry. 从来没有想过我会讲沙月的经济。话说，上次肥宅的视频，我真的没有想到它大爆火。好多人跑去跟我爹爹说，你家小清新在 YouTube 上面讲七讲八。But hey, besties， 我只想说，宝宝说的都是 facts， 还很多都是我亲耳听见的。But hey, at least we dare to question, we dare to learn, and we dare to build something new. 好呗，我的碎碎念结束了，Bye besties, see you guys next time.